Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
In this bulletin, churches to work on new policies against rape. Absence of minister doesn't affect government's work. And carpenter further remanded for alleged murder.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
The Fiji Council of Churches say it's a severe violation and inhumane act for pastors to sexually abuse church members. With an increase in rape cases involving pastors, the Fiji Council of Churches President Archbishop Peter Lloyd Chong says they're working with the Pacific Conference of Churches on a policy to help address the issue. Archbishop Chong says their child-safe churches and ending violence against women framework will allow all churches to be the safest place for Fijians.
It pains my heart to hear that young children and little girls and women are abused. And it's embarrassing as a church leader to hear this happen amongst church leaders. We've awakened to this and we've developed our own safeguarding policies to prevent and minimize or almost, if we can, eradicate this inhuman behavior in the church.
Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum says the work of the government has never stopped in the absence of any minister. He was responding to calls from civil society groups and the Fiji Labour Party for the Prime Minister to make acting appointments to Said Qayyum's ministerial portfolios while he is on a medical trip to Singapore. He says it is amazing to see NGOs showing concern for his health, adding that Prime Minister Worenge Bainimarama is fully capable of making decisions on ministerial responsibilities.
He's the leader of government. He heads government. He obviously knows what he's doing. He knows which minister is doing what. When is a requirement for somebody to act or not to act. That's his call, and obviously he's making that call. And but at no point have we ever had, under the leadership of a prime minister, any of the machinations of government stop or operation stop because of somebody's absence from the country.
Founding member and former Social Democratic Liberal Party General Secretary Andilitia Ngioni Baravi has spoken out about last week's incident where she and others were locked out of a management board meeting. A statement from SEDAPA had said a leaked email was received in regard to their alleged involvement in collecting signatures for the resignation of a proposed political party. Speaking to FBC News, Andilitia says this was an unfortunate incident as disallowing the members to attend a meeting breaches the party's constitution. Andilitia says party president Ratu Epenisa Dakombao's decision was rushed and he did not consult other representatives. She says the party president does not hold the authority to give such a decision.
No members can be expelled by the president because he does not have such powers. The power is with the management board. If we all respect the party constitution and the constitution of the Republic of Fiji, then that would be the best start.
The case of a man alleged to have murdered a 35-year-old woman in Lami last year has been adjourned to the 19th of this month to finalize pre-trial details. Arvind Chand Rai, a carpenter from Narerenesinu, is charged with 1 count of arson and 1 count of murder. Chand is alleged to have murdered a 35-year-old woman in Lami on the 22nd of July last year. Fai Yen Chen was found unconscious by firefighters who were responding to a report at the victim's house. The post-mortem report ruled the death was a case of murder. In the High Court today, state prosecution sought time to look into pre-trial issues. The defense also sought time to fill agreed facts. The trial date has been set for August 24th. Chand has been further remanded in custody. The Social Democratic Liberal Party is concerned with voter participation during the general elections. Party leader William Ngaboka claims in 1999, 89% of the people who were registered voted. Ngaboka claims in 2006 this figure stood at 80%. In 2014 it was 83%, and in 2018 it was 71%. He claims there is a lack of confidence in the electoral process and more measures need to be in place so Fijians can exercise their rights.
So Delpa is very worried with this trend that it continues to decline. In Quantum, in 2014, there were some 91,000 people who did not vote.
A good number of businesses and exporters in Fiji lack the digital capacity to boost productivity. Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation Chief Executive Kamili Mbatiweti says the COVID-19 pandemic has been a barrier, particularly for the MSMEs, as they're unable to improve their digital capability to meet the current business demand. Mbatiweti adds businesses need to be encouraged to invest in digital operations as well as marketing to help them bounce back on track and guarantee customer satisfaction.
Yes, that is a fact, because most of them are now coming out of the pandemic, they're pivoting in their business and all. And so some of these things are new for them. And if they do reach out to other members of the MSMEs, there are some members of the MSMEs who are in the digital platform, who are doing very well in the digital platform, and therefore they can share their experiences, they can share their success stories.
People with hearing impairment should be identified to support long-term mitigating factors. Health Minister Dr. Firemi Wangaina-Bethe says more should be done to provide opportunities for these people. Wangaina-Bethe says the hearing impaired contribute to the growth of society, thus they should be treated equally.
The biggest challenge with hearing disabilities in the learning years. So when they are young, it's important to identify it early and then put in mitigating factors to be able to support them long term.
The Fijian Broadcasting Corporation's Today FM Thurston Family Market Day will be a monthly event held on the first Saturday of every month. Supported by Knox Entertainment and Ginger Kitchen, organizer Ilana Kaloni-Singa says the market day targets youth, especially those who have lost their jobs due to COVID-19. She adds the event promotes marketing, budgets, branding and microfinance for the young generation. The event starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
And there's a lot of vendors that are looking for places to sell. So this one will be a little bit different. It's more aimed at families, youth groups. Knox and Ben Masirao will be running a music program with the next generation of musicians. So we're providing a platform for them. So it has multi-arms, this market.
Up ahead, Lambasa all set for DPL. And Suva can survive the season.
Oira na ngwane no de nunu ena be singe ni mataka.
Mersu sunga da kena loma dina kena me karon.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no na baksa ngai ka wala loma takina ngwane. Dalabina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikira ena be mataka.
Boniti kena magrombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ona kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Inda pinda na mataka. Dan ramai na singabo.
The Digicel Premier League clash between Lambasa and Bar tomorrow is shaping up to be a David and Goliath encounter. These are the thoughts of new Lambasa inclusion, Chone Naramba, as the Bambasing Alliance head into its first Premier League match against the men in black. Karalani Tavi reports the home crowd support will be an advantage for Lambasa.
Former Nasinu utility player Chone Naramba is looking forward to donning the Lambasa jumper in his first Premier League outing for the season.
They are well-known champions. They are known as Giant Soccer of Fiji, but that I won't take away the momentum and what the boys have done during the CBC. Looking forward to the first match of the Digicel Premier League. I think the boys are preparing well in terms of their fitness and are working on their finishing as well.
Lambasa Vice President Praveen Karan says a win is all they want.
We will definitely be a team in 2021 because we have aimed high to reach the O-League, to be the winners of National League this year.
Lambasa will host Ba at Subrel Park at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. Carolini Tavi, FBC Sports.
Savino, to be honest, couldn't get across there, doesn't have the pace, leaves himself isolated one-on-one, and Mason Mount delivers. He doesn't let us down.
The monthly Cricket Fiji Challenge Trophy match between Mothe and Onelau will be held in Suva. As Aquila Dama reports, there's no confirmation on when champions Mothe will defend their title, but they already know who will win the match.
The February Challenge match has been moved due to a number of reasons.
The Challenge Cup is supposed to be monthly, but we work according to the boat schedules. Now that Mothe is the defending champ, Mothe has asked that they defend it here in Suva against the next challenger, which is Onelau.
This means Mothe will defend this trophy, which is sitting proudly at the home of its chief in Nassau village at a later date.
It will most likely happen in March or very early April after the Easter Cup. So the teams will be arriving in a few weeks' time for the Easter Cup. When they're in, they'll prepare for the Easter Cup. Following that, then they'll have the challenge between Mothe and Onelau.
Mothe's win over Suva last month has given them the confidence to retain the title.
I don't think Ono will be able to match us and win because they have not beaten us in a long time. So we are confident we'll retain this trophy.
While the Mothe team is still in Suva, they might even have the March and April challenges as well here at Albert Park. After the Easter Cup is the men's trials, which means the team might spend a few more weeks in Suva. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
The Suva Volleyball Association is taking the leading role in promoting awareness of violence against women. Like every year, the association will once again host the Fiji Women's Crisis Center Business House Mixed Volleyball Championship. Suva Volleyball Secretary Samaima Langilangi says they had been working with FWCC for 2 seasons, not only to raise awareness of violence against women, but to also promote gender equality in sports. Langilangi says they're encouraging more women's teams to participate in their weekly tournaments.
The objective is to raise awareness on the violence against women that we currently face in our country, the elimination of violence against women and girls. So we have the International Women's Day Festival, and we also have the upcoming Easter Volleyball Championship that we will host.
The forecast is for cloudy periods with some scattered showers and possibly heavy showers by late afternoon or the evening. Looking ahead to the weekend, we can expect cloudy periods and occasional showers. That's FBC News now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good afternoon.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।